Ayo, so boom, we back again. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Alright, I'm at the last of this, and I'm gonna give a quick update. You know, it's been quite some time since I even jumped on the camera and really, I just started talking again. I really, like I said, I can go mute for years. I just, you know what I mean? But more important, more importantly, I think about Atlanta. I think about Atlanta every day, but I don't think that I'm gonna go back. I don't think that I'm gonna go back. To some degree, I found my own happiness here in Florida. I like the temperature. I like the ability to be able to hustle. I like the ability to buy weed, have weed, sell weed, possess weed, drive with weed, deliver weed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Florida for at least allowing me to have my weed. And this shit got me fucked up. But I'm gonna hit it again. But that's just the sort of things that kind of keep me out here. You know, I hit my marker, and you know, I did the jewelry shit, the jeweler shit. You know what I'm saying? I got my new business cards over there. But it's been a cool time, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the longest I've ever lived in Florida. I usually just stay for like a year and I would leave, but now I'm at, like, to me, I'm a full-blown resident. Though I've always had a Florida driver's license. That's nothing new. So I've always been a state resident, but you know what I'm saying? This is the first time I actually, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not my first job in Florida. I had multiple jobs in Florida, but this is the most that I've had. The most friends that I've had, the most women that I've had, the most anything that I've had in this state. And sorry, this shit kind of clogged. That's why I'm just like, but as far as the moissanite shit, I mean, I still got moissanite, but like I said, I don't wear it. It's hard to wear it. There's so many like millionaires and people who really have wealth out here that, you know, I get a lot of compliments on my one infinity ring, but I don't you know, I don't condone moissanite. I don't really have much to say about that shit. I got accepted into the address confidentiality program. So basically what significance is that all that stalker shit, all them people that was supposedly after me, blah blah blah, and just fan club. I just had a fan club of, you know, people who were over interested in my life, and again, all of that defaming that they did and allegations, and they were gonna do this and none of that happened, and the Freako kid is a weirdo, you know what I'm saying? It's just the Brandon kid's a weirdo. The fucking Edgar stalker weirdo. You know, and any of the other ones, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to. Zoe obviously is a weirdo. All the motherfuckers is weirdos. But this isn't about, you know, hate, malice, or anything like that. It's just simply me touching on a topic that I've avoided for quite some time. But the only statement is simply to say that with all those letters they did and mailing dildos to my crib and all that weird shit that they was on and harassing my father and his business and just all the unnecessary shit. From Edgar, Harlem Bling, I know where you live. I know where your grandmother lived. I'm gonna all that weird shit, bro. When you really just sum it up, bro, it's a fan club, bro. There's no need for me to really be mad about it or anything like that. I guess their whole thing is they thought that A, I wasn't gonna complete my task, or B, that they could prevent me from completing my task, or C, that their opinions or effort mattered on or in my journey, when none of those are the case. And it's just, as so much time has gone by, bro, it just, it's a weird situation all the way around. And even in regards to my family, thinking that I knew these people or had associations with these people, when in fact to this very day I've never physically met any of these people or physically been in the atmosphere or any of that. It literally is some internet shit. So, you have to revert back to the truth and just say that a brother had a fan club and the fans became overly excessive and whatever, whatever. The main point is this. The main point is that all those allegations and threats and shit, and they ain't do nothing. They ain't accomplish nothing. They ain't complete nothing. They ain't prevent nothing. Just a whole bunch of general slander. And I guess the whole idea was to trick me out of my position, or psych me out mentally, or get me to catch a case, or get me to crash out. And none of those happened. Your boy is sitting right here, perfect. No criminal record. Still selling marijuana daily. Police know it. You know what I'm saying? I'm authorized by the state to sell marijuana. And pretty much that's just what it is, Again, it just was all weird to me, all this, Frico, and I gotta switch, and we gonna catch him, and it was just weird shit, bro. And that's why I really enjoy my life the way it is now, is that I'm just away from so many weirdos like that. It's just, I don't have a desire to hop on the internet and, want to chop it up or catch up or talk to people from the past or anything like that. Beyond that, bro, that's kind of it in a nutshell as far as them and they go. But I did find it funny that they put in all that effort and literally did nothing. Like, I don't have a scratch from them, not a criminal record, not a nothing. You know what I'm saying? And here I am, did my 2 years in Florida. This November, did my 2 years in Florida. And I'm at the point now to, if I wanted to go back to Atlanta, I could. But that was the opening of this video, is that I don't actually think that that's what I'm going to do. And reason why I say that is because I planned this whole shit out. Like, I didn't plan to be attacked, no. But I've always kind of planned where I wanted to be in my life. And if you were in tune with what I was saying before the whole channel was taken away, I was always kind of referencing that I was ready to leave Atlanta. And whether that was going to be Houston or Miami or whatever it was, it ended up making that decision for me. And I'm very happy where I am. I'm happy because I didn't go to Texas. Texas seemed cool. They're having a huge STI, STD outbreak. I don't want to be in the middle of that. They've increased their laws and legislations on marijuana. I don't want to be a part of that. And I actually enjoy myself here in Florida. Again, it's a place that I've been extensively in my life. Once again, I had mentioned when I lived in Atlanta that I was previously living in Florida, and nobody really believed me that I had connections that extended beyond what you guys knew and still do. But I would say overall is just, now with me having planned to have left, is that my certification's booked. I finally, jumped out there and booked the exam. I'm definitely not telling that, but finally got that out the way, and it's just chill, bro. I hit my mark of becoming a jeweler. I learned the 3D CAD shit, taught myself, Shout out, honorable mention, shout out NXO for giving me a tutorial on how to get things done. But the irony was I was already purchasing this stuff. I already had all the same equipment, so it was only natural for me to just, get a how-to and make it happen. But I'm proud of myself. Purchase everything by hand off my own dollar, and that's kind of just where we at with it. And I see things going up from here, and that's kind of why I just been out of Dodge. I just been away from everybody. I've been away from everything. Like, I don't feel like I have a need to report anything, simply because what is there to report? But I got clients. I done made some custom pendants already. I done did some grills, not some grills, but I've created the grill, you know what I'm saying? I didn't fabricate it all the way through, but I did the 3D design process and everything. And then I was just like, I was sitting here and I'm like, all right, you know what? The last thing that I need to do is, instead of outsourcing my casting to my buddy, I might will just go ahead and buy the last of the casting equipment too. That way I can do everything from A to Z, from my 3D scans, imports, cleanup, to the software, the design, the CAD work, to my 3D printing station, to my wax up, to my investment pouring station behind the camera, and then lastly, the casting and stone setting, which again I'm doing the last of that purchasing now. But so I hit my markers. I did my apprenticeships. I got with a Afghanistan jeweler from Afghanistan. He's like 65. He taught me. I used to upload those videos. Shout out, dude. And a lot of people put me on. Shout out my other buddy that helped me with the grills, teaching me that part. And I went through my training. I went through my series. I went through my trial and effort, my trial and error. And now I'm at the point where I can put all of that on the back burner and actually just get back to the IT shit. And this is that part where some would say that I should have never left IT, but I wanted to get off that track so I could go ahead and develop the skill set. But now that I have the skill set that I have, I don't, I can do whatever I want to do. I can go back from working from home, and that's kind of what you're seeing happen here. Is me just setting, well, this is actually a production desk, not a IT desk, but anyways, just getting back to the things, the moves and the grooves that really matter. And anyways, but so that's what it is, bro. It's been a long time coming, bro. I don't got no hate, no malice towards them people in the past. I don't mention them. They're irrelevant. That whole section of the internet died off. None of them are anything that I, whatever. But and I'm thankful for the things I've been through. Every hesitation or pause or delay in my journey has came with fruits for that reward or that trial. So, But anyways, let me shut up because I'm over here tripping over my words. But anyways, Ayo So Booming what? I always say peace, but I might change my little slogan up. I see me, ICT, IBT, I Spot TJ. Ayo So Booming what? Peace.